Hi everyone, it's Lehman with Lace Covered Skies. I'm here today to talk about a project that I'm thinking of starting, and it would also mean that I would want to do a video series for it. And it's more of I would consider it more of an artistic type of thing versus a crafty kind of thing. And I think for me, junk journals are a little bit more crafty. The other types of crafts that I do, like cross stitching, jewelry making, other paper crafts, even event planning, the handmade things that I do for those events, they're more crafty. But I also have a side of me that is a little bit more artistic, and I think I would consider artistic as, for me, a deeper way of expressing creativity, I think. And that's why crafting is so much easier for me because really digging deep in terms of creativity is very exhausting for me. I at one time wanted to do something like that for work, but I realized that it's just very emotionally draining for me. That being said, though, I do have a part of me that one feels like I need to do that more for myself. Like I think it a healthy way of expressing myself, but also it's kind of like a different like muscle to exercise, a different creative muscle to exercise. And that's why I kind of wanted to start this. So this is my glue book. I made this 2 years ago. I think it was around this time. Yeah, this probably February 2 years ago exactly that I made this glue book. It's made out of an old world book. I love the way it looks. I used shelf paper on the cover on the spine, because it didn't do that good of a job. And because it didn't do a good job, I didn't want to put this paper on a journal. But because this is just a glue book for myself, I wanted to do it. And I really like this shelf liner. I found it at the dollar store, and of course I regret not buying more. I feel like it has like a vintage 50s vibe to it. But this glue book was so much fun for me to make. I actually made this glue book because my setup is not going to allow for a lot of the book to show, but I made this glue book because I needed I saw glue books on YouTube, and I saw this one really cool video, and I liked the song that she put in it. And so I decided to make my own glue book just so I could use that song in the video, which seems like a really roundabout and backwards way of doing it. But I also love the idea of a glue book. How, for me, it's about the writing or the word component that goes into the glue book, as well as the visual image and conveying some kind of a message. And through doing that, I actually learned how to edit videos, which is another thing that I love doing. I don't use like a crazy program. I just use iMovie, but I've edited a lot of videos for friends and family for different events. So it kind of opened up a whole area of creativity for me. And so I made this glue book. I'll link the flip through below, but it was really fun to do. I did this, I feel like a lot of people have like an art journal where they'll use it over a period of months or like a year or something, but I did this all within, I think it was like a month and a half. Maybe I'll show you a page or two that are my favorites. I like this one. It has a picture of this model on it. It says, "For best results, wait." and it reminds me a little bit of when you're trying to develop hair color. I put this clock here as well as this hourglass, and in like coupling with this saying, it also says how long. So yeah, for best results, wait, but there's more that goes into it, and there's like a component that it's not just like patience isn't just this cool thing that we have, you know? It's like there's a sense of urgency, a sense of worry, a sense of whatever else. And so that's what I wanted to convey in this page. Let's see what else. I liked this one as well. These are not my favorite pictures, but I liked the look of determination in her eyes. I liked this guy right here. And I just thought that it went well with it for some reason, like looking in that direction. And it says, for the first time, I am not afraid. So I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see what else. Okay, this is another favorite one. This is from a National Geographic magazine, the background. Like one of those 50s ones. So I liked the color there. I felt she went with the color well, and I liked the color on this side. I think it all ties together with these cool shoes and even the distressing right here. I think it just gave it a really cool look, and I'm a big fan of this saying. It says, "You are more heroic than anyone will ever know." And I think the look in her eyes really conveys that. Okay, maybe I'll show you one more. I did some mixed media things in here. I'm not the most well-versed at that, but I tried. And then this one is a really fun one. So there's this really perfect looking model here. I think what she's wearing is pretty cool. I love her pose, and I just thought it would be cool to put this huge watch over her. It doesn't really have that much to do with the saying. I mean, in a way it does. And then I have this shoe right here that someone's holding the heel to it. And it says, "She escaped the clipping of her wings." But yeah, this was really fun to make, and I started another glue book that I'm going to show you right now. Again, if you'd like to see the full flip through, I will link it down below. It's in 3 parts. But ever since I finished this one, I wanted to do another one, and I started this other one, but pretty soon after, I think immediately after I finished that first glue book. But for some reason, it just was not coming together. So I ended up putting it in the closet. It's been in my drawer for 2 years, and I've been thinking about it lately just because I'll admit that I'm a little lazy to sew together another glue book. But I also thought maybe I can do something with this. So it just fastens together here. Did a little bit of mixed media there with acrylic paints. And what I did, the way this started was I did Shannon Green's, I forgot what it's called, where you do one thing for like all of the pages. Like you do one step for like, I don't know how many pages I have in here, but let's say for these 15 pages, I just did the same step for all of them. And then I went back and I did the second step for all of them, or some of them. So let's say the first one was mixed media, and I used these cool acrylic paints. I was collecting pastel chalky colored acrylic paints, which I absolutely love. And you'll see a lot of these paints in the video of me doing that DIY project with a towel holder and a napkin holder, 4 napkin holders from Dollar Tree. Those are all my acrylic paints, and that's what I used in here. I love these colors. So I did paint, and then I think I did papers, like napkin, dictionary paper, whatever papers you want to put down. And then I did stamping. So I prepped all the background. And then after I prepped the background, I started putting in magazine pages or images that I thought were cool. And I just did not like it. I felt like it didn't really go with this vibe. And so I basically just stopped. As you can see, just lots of mixed media, which I'm not the greatest at. I don't really have many techniques. But it was, the mixed media part was fun, just because I really liked all the colors. And I don't even know, I think this is Lego, maybe like a Lego piece I inked up and I stamped. But yeah, so this is very unfinished. I just felt like the magazine pages did not go well in here at all. But yeah, so this is basically how most of the pages are. And what I am thinking of doing is turning this into either using this, I might use this book. I want it to be more artistic, but I'm not very artistic in terms of drawing and painting. So I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with this. I was thinking quotes, or not just quotes, but because I do have this right here where I've been collecting magazine letters and words and phrases and things like that. So this here for a glue book or for some other kind of project, but I don't know what yet. So I'm thinking of starting this back up and doing something artsy with it. And again, that's a very scary prospect to me, because I wouldn't know what to do. So that's what I'm going to think about. Words are definitely my thing. I could do something with words. I don't think I could continue mixed media wise, because I don't know what to do. But I'm thinking of doing something in here. Or I had been wanting to start another glue book, and I actually have all the pages collected. So all that needs to happen is that I need to sew the signatures in, because all the pages are arranged. I used an old calendar that was one of my favorites, and I just put really oversized pages together. This would be a really big book. It would be 12 by 9. So that would be a huge glue book. So I had started this intending for it to be a glue book, but then I started doubting myself because, first of all, it's huge. Like, these pages are huge. And secondly, I'm being stingy with the calendar pages because I really like this calendar and I don't want to do something that's not going to be pretty or good enough. So I could like not put anything on these pages and leave it as is. But I don't know if like a true glue book like the one that a glue book like the one that I did with magazine pages, I don't know if it's too like glossy and glamorous to go with this. So, but I really do think that I should go ahead and just sew this together since it's like the last step that needs to be done. I don't know, would a glue book be good in here? Like, let's say this page, it would just have to fill this up and fill this up. Or I could just start a new glue book. I feel like this glue book was a little bit big. This one was 7 by 10. This was, in a way, it was the perfect size because it allowed me to use a lot of magazine images. Like, it was the right size for a lot of magazine images because they're pretty big, but it wasn't, but it was hard gluing so many large images because glue sticks dry, you know, like by the time you're done spreading it on this side and you go to this side's already dry. So that was a little bit difficult for me. And I was also thinking of doing something where I sew the background pages down instead of gluing them all. Because it's a lot of gluing. But yeah, so that's just where I'm thinking. I wanted to come on camera and just kind of do an intro video today to kind of get the ball rolling, because I feel like once I make a video about it, I'm kind of committed to it and I'm more likely to move forward with it. So I hope that this was at least somewhat interesting to you. And yeah, let's see what I end up doing next. But give me a thumbs up if you would like a more artistic video or like something more glue booky. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today, and I'll talk to you next time. Hopefully when I decide what to do, it'll be soon and I can make another video about this. But thank you so much for watching today, and I will talk to you next time. Bye everyone.